I am Mychal Guzman. You are witnessing history. This is Fantastic Tangent, episode 3. Applause. Oh, that was unfortunate. I'm at a sports bar, so they're watching the game, and I guess the timing, something happened where it seemed like people were applauding that my show started. But right now, honestly, it's me and you, internet. Like, I mean, guess what's bound to happen? Nobody's shown up, but the show must go on. I'm still doing this thing for you. So basically, I'm filibustering for an hour, and that's fine. I mean, I'm not used to talking so much, but I've heard I'm long-winded, so we're just gonna do this thing and see where it goes. Hopefully, I don't end this revealing too much criminal activity or something. I don't know. I guess I can start off with talking about Fantastic Tangent, because I've been telling people, you know, I have a show now. It's a live podcast, broadcast, pod broad. And the first thing they ask me, well, what's it about? What is it? And I mean, it's basically, it's my self-expression, and I don't want to limit it to anything. I mean, it's good, like, you can draw people in if you have certain, like, catchwords or whatever, tags that people can look up, and, you know, it's easy to draw them in because they're into it too. But I didn't want to do a thing that was kind of like kids react to angry, black, nostalgic, millennial, drunk, feminist, gamer, Apple Watch unboxing tutorial. Like, I didn't want it to be specific. I wanted it to be the opposite of that. I wanted to just, like, things go on in my mind. I'm fairly reclusive. I don't go out, but I have all these things just brimming. So this show is just a chance for me to try that stuff out. And that's pretty much it, man. I'm gonna do whatever I want. What the fuck do you want? Oh wow, that game, okay. Also, I mean, it's funny, I just remembered something before I go on. I have time, so I'm just gonna relate this story to you. I'm into watching fighting game tournaments, like Street Fighter especially. Even though I'm fucking 50 years old, for some reason I love watching these youngsters, and there was one situation where there was a major Capcom tournament that took place here in Austin, and I went to it just to see what it was like to actually be amongst the fighting game community. And there's this really well-known, like, one of the top players, his name is Justin Wong, and he's, you know, he's not the Beast. Daigo Umehara is known as the Beast, but you won't know that because I'm the only one who watches this. Anyway, the point is, I was there among them, and I'd spent like a couple years like watching, so I'm seeing these players that I'm familiar with. It's kind of like my version of the WWF, so it's like me like being around, like, oh shit, there's Macho Man. Oh shit, there's Jake the Snake. Oh shit, there's, you know, the Junkyard Dogs. And seeing them there in person, it was kind of like, oh, they're no big deal. But anyway, they're still really good at it. The reason why I'm telling you this is because nobody being here now for this show reminds me of this guy at the tournament. He had like a nice like jacket on, you know, he was well dressed and primped and preened and everything. I don't know why, like, I think you'd want to be comfortable as possible for a fighting game tournament. But anyway, he sits down, and sure enough, he's got to fight Justin Wong. So I know this guy's gonna get destroyed, but he's feeling himself. And he sits down, and he's got one friend with him. So as he sits down with his little, you know, arcade joystick and everything, he looks to his friend, and he says, hey, round up the boys. Because he's like, yeah, come watch me, you know, give Justin Wong the business. You know, I'm in this, I got it, right? So sure enough, this guy walks off. No boys showed up. His friend didn't even come back. And Justin Wong proceeded to just whoop his ass, like in succinct fashion. So I bring that up because, like, yeah, this is my round up the boys. You know, you make an event invite, you know, 25 people say they're coming, and then nobody comes. And I would say that it's deflating, but it's not, because I'm still going to do the show no matter what, because I get to, just spew my shit out. And I don't, I want to say I do care a little bit, but for the most part, I'm streaming right now, and it's going to be on YouTube, so it's still, the show's still fucking happening. Also, another reason why I decided to do this show is because it's about me accepting a challenge, and been given an opportunity, like somebody believed in me enough to say, hey, you want to try something? Guess what? Here's your time. Are you actually about it? Or are you blowing smoke? So I wanted to prove, like, I'm not just blowing smoke. I'm just, I don't know why I looked over there as if there was somebody there. It's so strange. I don't know. Don't worry about that. Anyway, yeah, and also too, I like to fail. And when you fail, it means at least you tried to do something. So I'm glad to have this chance to, even if it doesn't go well, I have ideas that I want to try them. It's interesting to see how they go. And if they don't work, they don't work. But that's not going to deter me, because, death is imminent. And how would I feel if I didn't try and I died as well? All right.
Woo! For that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, man, how far are we into this now? We're 8 minutes in. It's not easy to fill an hour, all right? Even just talking, just bullshitting about whatever. This is trying. Like, my first episode, I only did 40 minutes. So, like, no matter what the circumstances, I don't know if this is going to inspire you in any way, but if you're doing something, you're trying something, it seems like it's not working, just fucking keep going, man. I think it was Winston Churchill that said, if you're going through hell, keep going. All right? This show is basically, it's about you allowing me to present something interesting. It's about you being able or willing to sacrifice your... It's like, this show is a trust fall, all right? That's pretty much what it is. And, I guess I dropped people one too many times in that exercise, because nobody's fucking here, but that's okay. I hope at this point, I'm kind of going on because I have to, but hopefully, there haven't been as much outbursts as I would have liked, but the idea is supposed to be obvious at this point that I'm not here by myself. I do have some friends that showed up, and I appreciate that very much. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring up my guest, Dirty Larry.
Is that my introduction?
No, I'm talking more. No, this is Ethan Allen. I really like this dude. He's a young fellow. He's making poor facial hair choices at this point. Don't worry about that. I flirted at the beginning with the idea of having like rotating co-hosts, but I kind of got worried about people showing up, whether I could trust it or not. And also, I talk a lot, so I don't really need a co-host, because like my fucking verbal diarrhea is top tier. Anyway, I really like this dude. He's really funny. We were supposed to do a podcast together, but there's another guy involved as well, and they just lack initiative, so it didn't happen. But he's here now. Ladies and gentlemen, Ethan Allen.
Hello.
Hello.
My facial hair isn't that awful, but it's pretty bad.
We'll let the people
Yeah,
decide.
please.
Your hair, your haircut though. I do like your haircut.
Thank you. I was tempted to trim it on the sides a little bit, but I let it grow up. I'm liking it.
You should just go full severe, fade on the side.
Yeah, I need to. My parents actually got me some clippers for my birthday. I don't know dexterity to get all the way around evenly. So I need a
just have somebody do it.
Yeah. I need to get shirtless for roommate. Yeah.
Going for that hipster lumberjack.
Yeah, a little bit. I need some flannel.
Some flannel.
You a flannel guy?
You're just gonna completely buy into the whole cliche?
I got to. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. It's just
Okay.
I like the hair, so and the beard. I've always wanted to grow one, and now that my girlfriend lives in Houston, I don't have to worry about her condescending remarks. So it's just
I'll take care of that for her.
thank you. And she'll appreciate that.
Lisa, I represented for you.
She's probably cheering at home right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that hair.
Hey man, it's your life, it's your world, your decisions. You gotta do what you want to do.
Yep.
So, we're gonna do a little bit of something I did in the first episode, and that's called. Did you see the? Have you watched these
I
shows?
watched both episodes in their entirety.
What did you think?
The first episode,
Honestly, though,
was
because this is all right. Sorry, we'll get back to it. This is the weird thing. You go on YouTube, you see that people have viewed it. There's no comments. You know, I know friends have listened or watched to it. Never really hear anything back. So if you're watching this, please, in any fashion, get back to me. Let me know what you think about the fucking show. You know, I'm on Twitter. It's my first name, Mychal, with the EG at the end. So Mychal EG or Mychal Egg. And I'm on Facebook as well. Just send me a message, something. Don't try to call me. I'm broke. I don't have a phone right now. But so you're here anyway. Why am I'm pleading to them for later. But for right now, you tell me what you think about this fucking goddamn fantastic tangent.
Oh, so I've watched both episodes. My favorite episode has to be the second one because you fooled the shit out of me. And so going to the first, I liked the whole banter between you and your friend. It showed, that you're a human and not just a cynical asshole all the time. Like you've got a side to you that's like more caring and stuff. I can tell that's your best friend. And I like hearing stories about when you were in the army because you've got some crazy good stories. And the whole going to Hawaii, like hating it, I was like, that's Mychal to a T. Like that's like a super good insight. So if you haven't watched the first episode, go watch it. It's great. But the second episode has to be my favorite, just for the fact that it's the second one, and there's only 2 to choose from right now. But also that he fooled the shit out of me with one of my other friends I should have recognized right away. But I was so just like engulfed in the story that he was telling. The whole thing was bullshit. The whole
spoilers if you have not seen episode 2.
Yeah, if you haven't, go watch it. The whole thing was bullshit. There's no movies. These movies don't exist. There's the Hawaii trip story was true, but that wasn't an actress. There's no children's stories by Lady Fichette. It's just bullshit. So if you like bullshit, go watch it because you won't. It's a mindfuck once you realize everything was a lie. It's great. Highly recommend it. But I like the setup, I like the style. My only complaint is the audio on the YouTube video is kind of... But that's out of your hands, I can tell. So
I'm working on that.
Yeah. So
I'm working on it.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Thank you very much. I feel like I'm going to just ask for some applause for that. So dirty to just...
We got more people filling in. I like it.
Yeah, I was hoping they'd be here at the beginning so there'd be more noise so I could, when I was doing that whole thing.
They were live streaming at home like, oh shit, I'm an asshole. I gotta get down here.
I gotta get here.
I don't want to be that guy.
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to spend the entire show just
recapping old episodes. Yeah, that's not.
Yeah.
Go watch them for yourself. They're good. They're enjoyable. It's only 45 minutes of your life, so.
All right, we're gonna get to the prompt me, prompt you. That's why I was asking if you saw it, because you'd be familiar with the premise of this exercise.
A little bit. Gotta refresh my memory though. It's been a week.
So prompt me, prompt you is I'm going to say something. Could be a question. It could just be a word or whatever. You have to respond. The only rules are you cannot respond with a no, and you cannot respond with an I don't know.
That's right. Okay.
So if you don't, you just
bullshit.
You make something up.
I'm good at that.
All right. As you can tell from episode 2, I like to have bullshit happening.
Yes.
All right. Let's start off with TPO.
So the origin story of TPO, or just
whatever you want about TPO.
All right. So TPO is only achieved by the closest of friends, because you can really offend people if they're not in the loop on this. So there's the third person of that TPO story just walked in, so this is a great time to call back to that. There was a time where me and Mychal were on the same shift. We worked the graveyard, and it was slow as hell. Just four dudes watching Star Trek and just bullshitting. And it was great. It was probably the most fun I've had at like any job ever. And there came a point in time where we basically I wouldn't say insulting each other, but just giving each other a hard time. And it came to the point where we were there was another person there who wasn't cued in on our friendship kind of thing, and they were like, "Don't hate each other?" Like, I was like, "No, we're just kidding." It's like, it's TPO. I just said that out of nowhere. I was like, "What is that?" I was like, "It's troll purposes only." So it's only like 6 of us in the world. Well, I guess more now, but that's
10,
like
10 now.
Let it grow. It's just like hashtag it, hashtag TPO. Let that be a thing. But so it's just like. Someone posts something on Facebook like, "Oh, I finally got this internship I've been wanting for," and then you just leave a comment like, "Like, go fuck yourself. You don't deserve that shit." And like, just TPO at the end. And that's like a term of endearment. It's like, "I'm proud of you, man." It's like, way to go. So it's just like.
So outsiders, like, they're reading the comments like of something that he or Lisa or Donna have done, and like it's a positive thing, and like I'll just come in and say something completely negative. And just put TPO at the end, so everybody who's reading it thinks like, "Who the fuck
is this asshole?" Like,
but I put the TPO because they know what TPO is, so they just know that I'm messing around.
Like my mom called me like, "Oh my god, your friend is so mean." I was like, "No, it's a joke. I promise." It's like it's a joke. Trust me. And she's like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yeah, it's fine." So I had those worried comments and calls before, but TPO, troll purposes only.
Troll purposes only. Next prompt. PM talk.
Oh geez. So back to where me and Mychal first met was at our old offices, and next door was a strip club within about 50 feet of our parking lot.
It's like right next door.
Right next door. You would hear loud commotions and arguments and stuff, and there would be the spilling out of the strippers and their outfits.
This is not the PM talk I was expecting, but that's good to go with it. I'm curious to see where you're going with it.
So about 2:30, 2:45, there'd just be strippers coming out to the parking lot. There'd be those drunken patrons sitting out there trying to engage them for extracurricular activities. And I, in my, 3 a.m. haze of working this job, thought, it'd be a good job if I had the gusto to do it. Like, offer $5 hand jobs in the parking lot. Like, that would be such a good thing to do. And that's like, that kind of talk is like PM talk. So that's an example of it. But take it a step further to when you're trying to.
This is totally not the right.
I know where you want to go with it.
Yeah, okay.
But that popped in my mind. So that's a lead up.
That's good. I love it.
So it's like whenever you're trying to hit on a girl or something, and she's walking by, it's like, I'm about to do that PM talk. It's like PM time coming through.
I'm trying to holler at you in the PM.
Yeah, trying to get it. But that is a good example, I think, of what it's all about, because it's just we work next to a strip club, and that'd be such a good idea. $5 hand jobs, you would just 2 hands at a time, man. It's $10, 10 minutes. I could quit that job. But yeah, that's a PM talk right there. See, I can do the self-deprecation thing too. I'm on board for this podcast. Yeah, you didn't think I was going to throw that one out.
I did not. You went, I love it.
Way over.
You went a different, I thought you were going to explain the whole situation. Okay, so
you can explain it further, but I think that's a good example.
PM talk stemmed from, we were working that job, and there was a lady there, and she was talking about how, there's an old guy, not an old guy, an old friend of hers that was texting her and everything because she was going back to her old hometown or whatever, and she was telling us oh yeah, he wants to get together, so I think I'm gonna go meet him. I think I'm gonna go meet him at church to catch up with him. And I'm like, church? No, man. If he's talking, he's trying to holler at you at night. Man. He's trying to get at you in the PM. So that's where PM.
So that's where it stems from originally, but I like my context a little better.
The way you like that Lindsay story about
Yeah.
how you said.
I thought over the top. Do you want me to tell that story?
Yeah, tell it.
All right, so there's this.
Tell it wrong again.
Yeah, I'll tell it really wrong, and Mychal will come and correct me. But it's fine. It's always good to embellish your stories a little bit. So there's this girl, Lindsay. She's like 5'11". She's like tall, frizzy hair. She's just like super laid back. Like, you know, she's like one of the dudes. We're doing this. It was like 2 a.m. test. We have 200 something people in this small ass office. Usually
Yeah.
there's 5 of us, 4 or 5 of us.
Yep.
And
Load test.
yeah, it's a load test. And there's this guy, I'm not gonna say, should I say his name? Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Mychal Oliver. God, that guy.
Mychal Oliver!
Set him up a little bit. He's got a handlebar mustache.
No, don't set him up. Fuck that.
Alright, fuck that guy.
We're in time.
Alright, so I bet you needed to fill time. But anyway, so this guy is a non-stop attention-seeking person. Just look at me, look at me. And it's dead right now. Like, nothing's going on. And he's just won't shut the hell up. And this girl's just getting increasingly more agitated throughout the night. And she eventually just turns to him. It's like, Mychal, do you ever shut the fuck up? And just everyone gets quiet and just starts laughing at this guy because he's just taken aback, like, oh my god, this quiet girl just put me
Yeah,
on
she
blast.
rarely ever said anything.
Yeah, she just rarely said anything. Just turned to him like, do you ever shut the fuck up? But Mychal's gonna tell the real story now.
Yeah.
Mine's a little.
What really happened, we were all, well, not all, many people were just listening, but like me and Ethan were just like joking, we're cutting up, talking about, oh, you guys just gonna joke the whole time, just gonna sit here and joke each other off, you have a fucking circle joke up in here. So we were killing it, like we were crushing it. It was about us, like people were loving it. And this Oliver cat like tried to jump in with something.
Yeah, trying to get in and just be like, oh, I'm a part of this too. No,
Yeah, so
this is the third shift time. Let us shine.
Yeah, so he kept like interjecting, and finally it got to the point where he told one of us to shut up. And that's when Lindsay said, "You haven't shut up since we got here."
Yeah, so
But Ethan prefers the.
I like it. It gives her more of a badass vibe to it. But both stories are equally good. But I like to take it a step further because if you've met her, she's like doesn't get that vibe off at all.
Oh no!
And then if I tell that story beforehand, they meet her like, oh, I don't want to piss her off.
Yeah.
So she's like my silent enforcer.
So speaking of Lindsay, I had a little bit of a crush on her, and she became a part of the next prompt, which is shelve your hype.
Oh, sorry. My reaction to that was supposed to be a little more, yeah. But yeah, I'm about this. So, am I starting this off?
Tell it.
So, oh, you're going to have to tell us. You got to hear from Miranda's story.
Oh.
I'm going to tell it completely wrong.
Okay. This is completely opposite of what prompt you is supposed to be. He's supposed to wing it, but I'll go ahead because I
don't want to ruin this. This is a good story, and I don't know all the details.
Is anybody else familiar with shove your height in attendance? Nope. Okay, good. That's great because that's the point. Like, this would kind of suck if this was just an hour of me telling you stuff you already knew. The human species originated in the year. No, I'm just kidding. Shelve your height was basically an idea I had for a TV show, and I named it as such because it was supposed to be kind of a ripoff of Curb Your Enthusiasm. So shelve your hype is just a different way of saying that. Shelve your hype, was the single isolated low money version compared to Larry David, who is rich and is in Hollywood, and the show is like all of his rich
Right,
friends
yeah,
and
you
everything.
refreshed it. So it basically comes down to one just single. So the whole episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm is hyped up to this one thing, to where it's that one awkward moment, and it's just he's put in an awkward situation. Like there's an episode where he parks weirdly in the spot because the person next to him did, and then that person leaves and makes him look like the asshole, and someone pulls into that spot, and it's just like, no, he wasn't. And the person for him is the asshole, but he looks like it now. So that's kind of what Shove Your Hype comes down to, just that one specific instance.
Yeah.
Instead of like an hour long of building it up to this awkwardness, just boom, right there. Which I personally am not very good at those like singularities as Mychal, so that's why I was like wanted him to explain a little bit. But he's got those shelve your hype moments to a T.
Yeah. So the first episode was supposed to be couple things happened in it. First thing that happens is we both work the same job late at night, and what was gonna happen was I was like, we were supposed to be fucking around, like joking at work, but then things went too far to the point where I actually like took an insult too personally, like I misunderstood or whatever, and I got so mad that I fired him, and like as he walks out, he's just like, bye bye, and the thing is that's because at the job, like I had a thing that I did, like whenever I would leave work for the day, like every time I left, I would just like, room full of people who aren't paying attention to me because they're listening to calls or whatever, I'd just walk out the door and just be like, bye bye.
But no, before that, you know what you used to do? You used to go to that doorstop and then go.
I love doing that to those little doorstops.
Whenever he left first shift, you know who took that over? Mychal fucking Oliver. So fuck that guy.
Fuck him.
Because he tried to steal Mychal's shit, and I was like, I looked, I was like, no, that's not your thing. Don't do that. So I called him out for you on that.
So his saying bye bye was like how it's gonna start with like him leaving firing. So what was supposed to happen was, since the strip club is like right next to our building, he was gonna go to that building, and it was just gonna so happen that Quentin Tarantino for some reason was at the strip club at that time and took a liking to Ethan and immediately cast him for a big role in the movie. So as the episode progresses, there's a situation where I go to watch the movie, like kind of hate watch it because me firing him, he got to be in a big fucking movie, so I'm like sitting there like eating crow, like watching it, and he has a line in the movie where he just goes, bye bye, and it's me sitting in the audience as everybody's like clapping and laughing like, you motherfucker, that's mine!
Just singles down to this one person, like, fuck you.
Yeah.
It's like when a comedian tells a joke and only one person in the club getting it, it's like, that guy. As long as he gets it, it's happy. So it's just like, that one riff on him.
Yeah. And another thing that was supposed to happen in the episode as well, talking about Lindsay, was we were at Ethan's birthday party one time, and she was talking about how she didn't want to be involved with anybody, you know, who couldn't stand on their own 2 feet, who couldn't support themselves and, you know, have their own life going in a regular way as they should. So like I'm at the party and I kind of pick up on that. So what happens is there's another guy at the job, and he has a sister or something.
Who was the guy?
Fernando. Anyway, he has a family member who gets food stamps, like a Lone Star card.
Oh yeah.
And they have a thing that they do where they'll, like, if you give them half the cash that the Lone Star card is worth, they'll sell it to you.
Yeah, they'll sell you the rest of the food stamps.
So it's like, oh shit, I gave you $50 and I can get $100 worth of food. That's a sweet fucking deal.
Chime in on that.
Yeah. So as you can probably tell, that what I'm leading up to is, in every episode there's supposed to be a moment, and in this one, the moment is I'm using like this Lone Star card to get a sweet discount. Keep in mind, like my life is regular, like I'm completely self-sufficient, not a problem. But what happens is I get this sweet deal on this Lone Star card as I'm in line and I'm swiping it. Who happens to be in line behind me and notices me using a Lone Star card?
It's Lindsay. She was like, oh.
Yeah, so I have to be like, no, it's not what you think. I'm not on food stamps.
I got money. I got money. It's a good deal though.
Yeah.
I'm frugal.
No, don't. So it was supposed to be something happened with every episode was going to be Lindsay catching me doing something like low budget and scuzzy and ratchet.
Just ratchet. Yeah. Oh, speaking of ratchet, on those terms, I just figured out the other day the male equivalent of a basic bitch. I had this conversation with myself, like, I hope I get to plug this in the show.
Do it.
It's like a basic bitch, if you don't know, is a girl who is just the lowest common denominator of woman. Just the most, think of a basic person, but she tries to just...
They know what basic is.
Because you know what basic bitches are. A fuckboy. A fuckboy.
You never heard of fuckboy before?
No, never in my life.
Even I know fuckboy, and I'm...
Look, I was out of the loop, and I was like, I saw a thread and I was just like, oh shit, that's what a male basic bitch
Yeah.
is. So now I can start calling my male friends fuckboys.
Yeah,
I've learned a new term, and I'm glad I got to bring it up.
I was in a chat with somebody, with a few people, and like there was one woman in there, and she said like, yeah, I gotta stop messing with these fuckboys. I gotta get past this. So that's how I learned about fuckboys.
See, I didn't know, and I felt lightened down.
So this is a new one that I learned yesterday. Being mad extra.
I don't know what that is. Clue me in.
You being mad extra right now. That's when somebody's like doing the most, like too much. It's like calm down.
You like your little too much.
Yeah,
Turn it down some.
Like the crowd here, like how much noise they're making and shit. They're being mad extra right now. Okay, I think we've covered that well. Oh no. So the latest Shelve Your Hype situation with Lindsay was going to be about an experience I had recently. I was taking the bus home like super early in the morning from downtown. So there was this guy who just got fucking ripped, and he puked on the bus.
That's always good.
Yeah, he puked on the bus, but he had to go all the way up to Runberg where I was going.
So you started downtown and had to ride. If you don't know Austin, it's a ways.
I think it's like 8 miles or something.
Yeah, but on a bus, it's like
8 miles by
45
bus
minutes.
is a fucking
That's
odyssey.
Yeah, that's a trip. So you had puke just slosh around.
So the puke, like, it slid sideways because at first I didn't move because like I was sitting right like in the seat in front of his.
Did
I
I
had
have in a seat where it was like
no.
seats?
What happened was like I was listening to something, so I had my earphones in, and I just felt this thud on the back of my seat, and I turned around, and it was because like he I thought it was just like, okay, he nodded off, so like the thing you do where it's like, yeah. So that's what I thought it was, and then for some reason I saw everybody looking in our direction and started like recoiling and like moving away from where I was sitting. Oh, that was another part of it too, was because like before that happened, I started getting this distinct smell of saliva.
Yeah, like right when you throw it, it's like your mouth just over intense.
And I'm kind of neurotic, and when that smell started was when this woman came on the bus and sat next to me. And she seemed like a perfectly decent, like a normal woman. So I was like, that can't be her. Like, so then I'm like, oh shit, that's me. Like my smell is bouncing off of her. It's like, no. Yeah, it's like, what did I do? Like I've showered. Like I know I've been out for a while, but damn, I can't believe it. Like, and then like, and even if it's not me, she's smelling this too, so she's gonna think it's me. So it's like, it's bad. So it turned out like this was just, like you said, the precursor to him vomiting, which I thought he just nodded off, but then when I just saw people like move away and like their body language, I took my earphones out. I was like, he threw up. And then I looked down, and like there's like this trail behind me, and for some reason the puke was moving laterally, like sideways into the other aisle as opposed to forward.
Were the ridges like set up in a way to do that, or was it?
No, it was going over.
It was flat.
For some reason.
Okay.
Like I guess the road was curved like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people were moving away, disgusted. I'm like, shit, man, I've been to war, baby. That does not bother me. So I continued to sit there, but he puked again. And at that point, it's like, okay, I can't take the risk. So the only thing, and everybody's like trying to talk to him, like, get off the bus, like, and like there was these college guys like, oh, I'll help you, you know.
What the fuck is going on the bus? He's drunk as shit.
Yeah, he just kept saying, I gotta go to Runberg, I gotta go to Runberg. And I was just thinking like, fuck, I gotta go to Runberg.
It's like, this asshole's going off the bus and just vomited all over me.
This is my problem now.
Like he's getting off behind you and just feel the puke just drip down your shirt. Like,
So we finally got up there, and he's like, of course he's like passed out. So we get to the stop, and I have to go like, okay, drunken master, we're here. And he just immediately like shot up and like launched himself off the bus.
Oh,
like,
he really
did
was
this
drunken
move.
master.
Yeah, he did this move, dude. Like he launched himself off the bus, and it was kind of beautiful and acrobatic in a way because there's like this gate, like this, not a fence, but like iron metal gate or wall or whatever that was like directly in front of. He launched off the bus and did this roll, like so he rolled up right so he could nestle up against this fucking gate.
He's done this before.
And passed out.
This is it. Yeah. So, was he a homeless man?
No, he had a really nice haircut. He had on like, cause he was going downtown. He was partying
Oh,
6th
okay, I
Street
know
style.
this
So
is like,
he was dressed. Yeah, he
I'm
was dressed up.
he literally rolled up to his spot.
Yeah, rolled up to the spot. But no, he propped himself like properly, like, you know, make sure he was on his side so if he puked again he wouldn't asphyxiate or whatever.
Experience.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of this guy. Like,
And he's just like, hey, this is
my life.
yeah, this is happening right now. So I was concerned for him, but so another guy was there, and I asked him like, should we call 311 so they come help him? And the guy was like, no, like if the ambulance comes, $1,000, like just leave him.
It is expensive.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Just don't leave him alone. So I called an Uber, and I had a vitamin water that I hadn't drank. So I was just like lay the vitamin water like best I can do, man.
You called the Uber for him or for yourself?
For me.
You took this real far.
That kind of ruins the joke because I called the Uber for me, and when the Uber showed up, he's like, "You ready?" And I'm like, "No, he was the one who called." So that led me to my next show your hype idea, which was going to be that the Uber that shows up is Lindsay, and then when she shows up, I'm trying to check for his pockets for his phone. Because like when you have your cell phone, you're supposed to have like the ICE, in case of emergency contact.
Yeah.
So I was gonna be like searching through his pockets so I could find the ICE. And like as she pulls up, she sees me like rummaging through a passed out guy's wallet. Like
She's just like,
yeah,
this asshole.
It's like no, it's not what you think it is.
I've been drunk, but not that drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't risk being that drunk like in public.
Yeah, like I don't fear for my safety too much. I'm a pretty big guy, but when I'm drunk, I feel like a vulnerable infant.
Yeah.
So where if you
feel like you look.
yeah, you can, like, if I shave, I look 11. So that's why I got the shitty beard. So you can coax me into pretty much anything if I'm intoxicated. Just like, hey, let's go rob someone, dude. Let's do it. Like, I'll beat someone up. I wouldn't though. I would get there and just be like, this is a bad decision. But if I'm drunk enough, yeah, you could probably convince me to do some stupid shit. So I just stay at home and get drunk. It's cheaper anyways.
Yeah, definitely, man. Shit, for sure. All right.
Oh, do you remember, before we get off, we're on drunk stories, do you remember at that singing party, that calling back my birthday party, whenever you had to walk home?
Are we gonna talk about?
I want to.
You want to?
Story. It's a good story because.
It's
Do you not want to talk about it?
Well, this story is gonna paint me in a more attractive way than I actually am.
No, it's good. It's such a good story.
All right. So, at this party,
This is my 21st birthday party, so we were getting properly wasted.
Yeah, and at his place, and at his place he had female roommates.
3 of them. Don't ever live with 3 women. That's a terrible choice.
And one of them was one of our coworkers as well. And
we don't use names because they're still around.
Yeah, she was attracted to me.
No, this girl was hot for Mychal. Like,
and I didn't know because
no clue. She's this young thing, and Mychal's significantly older than her. Not to call him old, but in this light, we'll say he's 50. So she is just like, man, I gotta get that dick. Like, what do I need to do?
And he lived with her, so he heard about it.
I knew. It's just like, I would, whatever it took. I was like, woman, you are thirsty as all hell. Like,
thirsty.
It's just like real basic bitch stuff, just not having it. And I was like, I don't know if that's a good idea. Like, doesn't seem like he's interested. I'm gonna go for it. So, Mychal's, the whole party, she's just like kind of in the background, following us around. And they're like, it's whatever, and she's getting progressively more drunk, and when you do so, you get a little more courageous in your actions.
With courage.
Yeah, she's getting hype on herself. She's like, I'm gonna fucking do it. Like, this is the night. I'm getting that dick. Just going for it, like hyping herself up.
We in this.
So the party is kind of winding down a little bit. It's like 1:30-ish. Mychal lives, I would say, like half mile down the road. She's gonna walk it. And did you have Mad Dog 2020 going home? Did you have I think you did. I think you took that to go. For
I might have.
For
I
the
don't
story,
know. I
we're
don't
gonna
remember.
say you had some
Okay.
Mad Dog on the walk home.
I endorse that.
So go ahead.
Cosign.
Go ahead. So he walks out the door, and I think what happens is she goes, "Oh, I'll walk with you," and you're like, "That's not necessary." No. She was on the balcony.
I tried to slip out because the thing is, why I decided to leave the party was because he got drunk and he was sitting out on the back balcony, and I don't know what we were talking about, but it got to the point where he just
I had a couch out there.
he
so.
was like exasperated and he was just sitting on this couch and he's like, "Mychal, she's hot for your dick, man."
And I
had
wasn't
no
crying
idea.
about it either.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "What?"
I gotta go.
Because she's like right around the corner, and I'm pretty sure she heard us because the window was open, like couch window, another couch, and she's sitting here, and I was like, "Mychal, she's coming for that dick." And when she heard Mychal, you could hear her hair go whoosh, like the whipping of the hair, and Mychal's like, "I gotta get the fuck out of here." Which, if I would have shut my mouth and not said anything, she would have been wise to him leaving, or maybe would have left, and the things that transpired. Go ahead, I'm hyping up.
Yeah, I wouldn't have left.
Yeah.
So I thought I dipped out, and I'm down the stairs. I'm walking away. I'm like, shit, yes, I made success.
I made it.
I hear this voice. Hey, let me walk with you.
Okay, so now that you've said this, she asked me. I've never told you this. She asked me. She's like, "Where did Mychal go?" I was like, "Oh, he's walking home. Yeah, but you can catch
Oh, you mother!
I was like, "I bet you can catch him if you leave right now." Oh my god! I set it
damn
up.
it.
I was like, "This is gonna be so good." I was like, "I've never told anyone this, but it's like, I bet if you leave right now, you can make it." And she's like, "You think so?" I was like, "Oh, he just left."
So it was super cold outside, and she's like, "Oh, let me walk with you." I said, "No, it's fine." I'm like, "I'm right down the street, and it's very cold. Don't worry about that. Don't." And she's like, "No, hold on." Fuck, man. So she walks with me, and we get to the front gates of my apartment, and this is one of the most awkward moments in my life because we're at the gates, and she turns to me. And she's like, "Should I just walk home now?" And I had to say, yes. And she walked off.
Alright, so continuing that story, so she gets home and
Oh,
she
shit.
Yeah. No,
Interesting to me.
it continues. And at this point, we're out by the pool, and it's probably 2 o'clock at this point, and we're really drunk, and we have neighbors out there, and they're partying with us. Never talked to these guys in my life, but they're pretty cool at this point, so we're all getting drunk. And we go back upstairs, and we see Allison on the couch crying. I was like, "What happened?" She was just like, "He didn't want to hang out with me." And I was just like, "Oh, well, you can drink with us more." And so we continued to drink until about 4 o'clock in the morning. And those neighbors decided to stay over. And one of them stayed in her room. So she ended up, getting what she wanted. But
Oh, happy ending, yeah.
no. But she woke up at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning apparently and drove to Houston, leaving this man that none of us know about in her room. And so he leaves the room, walks past all these drunken people on our floor, and starts to make himself breakfast. Like straight on eggs, leftover chicken, like going for it. And I'm just like, I wake up and hear someone fucking around in the kitchen. I was like, "Who the fuck are you?" He's like, "Oh, I slept over with what's her name." I was like, "Don't steal anything." And I shut my door and go back to sleep. Well, at this point, my girlfriend's up and she's cleaning up the house or whatever, and she's making sure this guy doesn't rob us.
Yeah.
Even though there's like 30 people drunkenly on the floor, it's like, they're so passed out, it's not going to make a difference. He can fucking take the TV and someone would probably help him just to get him to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So he's just eating, he leaves, goes home, comes back with a friend to eat more food. I'm just like, what have you done to us? Why did you leave this man in our house? So you leaving and me making a funny joke, like, "Go catch him." fucked me over more. Because all this food I thought I was going to have when I woke up, not there. So it kind of like flipped the script on me a little. I was like, I'm going to fuck myself up a little bit.
All right, time is chugging along faster, and we're winding down here. I have something that I plan to do, but I'm not going to do it because this time is not going to fucking allow. But there is another thing that I'm looking forward to doing, and I need somebody who's willing to come up and knows how to read. Any volunteers?
Any readers? You have glasses? Can you know how to read?
Yeah.
All right, come on down.
Tubes.
This is the trio of the TPO. Is it this mic?
No, you're going to come sit here.
Oh, so
I'm going to
you're
be on
you're
this
on the
mic.
floor? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, am I reading too?
So I've had people tell me I'm so fucking funny and everything, and I should do jokes and I should write and stuff.
Oh, you wrote?
I wrote my first comedy scene, people.
Yes.
Hooray.
How about this?
So this is a segment called All Right. As in, all right, I will write. All right.
All right,
See what I did?
all right.
That's good. All right, so you are going to be playing the role of girlfriend.
Oh,
Toops,
okay.
you're going to be playing the role of Andrew. And Andrew, when you watch this, guess what? You're about to get the business.
Are you doing the,
I'm doing the narration.
okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Fantastic Tangent's first short scene, Poor Attendant, starring Ethan Allen and Anthony Toops. We begin. Interior apartment. Afternoon. Andrew is sitting on the couch, tapping and swiping on his cell phone.
Hey, are you about ready? We're gonna be late. Do you know somebody around here that calls their router so much bad yet thinky? What's that about?
Girlfriend enters, wearing khaki shorts, Crocs, and a t-shirt. She is holding a water bottle.
Yeah, I'm ready, but what do you mean? We're gonna be late. There's no schedule for a greenbelt hike.
Oh, no. That's not this week. Girlfriend, that needs to be established as such since you have now entered the scene.
Andrew holds the mic closer to his face so people can hear him better.
Huh? Couldn't hear you.
Oh, no. That's not this week, girlfriend. That needs to be established as such since you have now entered the scene.
Huh?
Don't worry about that. As I was saying, we're supposed to be going to see my friend do his Fantastic Tangent prod band today. And then going to some bourgeois-ass establishments to imbibe refined midday intoxicants served by my fellow mixologist brethren.
That's a big ass word.
Thank you for recognizing that.
There's some big words coming up. I almost, when I say this word, Mychal, irresolute about conducting a verbal inquest on this matter, but I pose to you what compelled the launch into such nigh impregnable and antique jargon. It's almost as if I could suddenly pose it. Your overwrought words are not your own, but that of a growling jackanape engaged in pure clownage.
Don't worry about that. But the show is supposed to start at 1, and I told Mychal that I would be in attendance this time since I missed the last one because you and I were having our Sunday fun day.
Sex.
Yeah. Come on, he's funny. It'll be a good time. Based on what I know of him. Who knows, he might even try some weird conceptual garbage like monologuing as if there's no audience. He might even try scripting a scene about show attendance in a hacky attempt to be meta. It doesn't matter what he does, because this is more about keeping my word. Besides, I told you about this.
Yes, and I told you not to waste your time associating with that fuck low-class loser. Don't you say he used to be a food runner at your old job at age 50? That's pathetic. You shouldn't be around that. Wouldn't you rather be out in nature with me, despite the fact that real-world flooding and storm weather conditions over the past week completely ruined the idea of this scene that we planned to go on a hike? But wouldn't this conversation seem awkward and stilted to you as if you don't know what you're saying even as we say it?
Yes, but don't worry about that.
Okay, I won't.
What you're saying is true. His ship has sailed and his life is on bleak. I figure it's better to show up and get this out of the way now so he can't really hold it over me. And I don't have to keep coming up with excuses about not going. I also gotta say, I'm tired of him making fun of me because I know the difference between an ale and a lager.
Didn't you say he used to yell out, "Hey everybody, this guy's dropping glasses" every time he drops something at the bar?
Yeah, he did. You know what? Never mind. Fuck him. Let's do anything else, other than go watch Fantastic Tangent at live at Mr. Trains.
Andrew drops his phone.
You have one more line.
Of course.
End scene.
Oh. Beautiful.
Thank you.
I have to say I did enjoy insulting you for the entirety of that monologue.
Yeah, you threw me up. My vocabulary is very small, so those are some big words.
That was the idea. Okay, we have 10 minutes left. 9 minutes left.
9 minutes. This has flown by.
It has, unfortunately, because I had a whole other thing I wanted to do at the end, and there's no
Extended.
fucking time. Does anybody have any questions or want to come up to the mic and present something to me that I can talk about? We can go off on. Every time I've asked so far, nobody has. I'm hoping that
Maybe
will
we should
change.
cut that out of the show and then do it like once every 5th show and just be like, all right, this is it. Build your questions up. That way you don't have this.
What I need to do is I need to announce in advance, like I should tell people, the same way I asked them to send comments about how they felt about the show, I should say,
Yeah,
you know, hey,
questions or something.
tweet me a question or, you know, an idea or whatever that you want to see on the show.
And then this could be the segment where you pull those ideas off of Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
This can be the segment where I feel sad because nobody ever.
Yeah,
bothers
so we're going to go to the
it.
audience questions now. Go fuck yourself. All right, well,
Go
next
love-
segment. Go love yourself.
Go love yourself. Exactly. All right.
You have a lot written down.
I have a lot written down. The monologue was supposed to be longer, but I was feeling very self-conscious.
Was this all for this show?
This all is for this show.
How far did we get?
We got this little bit right here and this little bit right
We
here.
have like a whole page.
Yeah. So you know how the Wi-Fi router was called So Much Vag Yet Thinky?
Yeah.
There's a whole thing related to that
Oh,
alone.
jeez. Maybe
And
that's continued on episode 4.
Yeah, that's what all this is. Yeah.
The cliffhanger.
Yeah, cliffhanger. Tune in next time.
Next time
Yeah.
for the cliffhanger ending.
Well, I mean, I got you here now. I don't see you that often, so this is probably a good time.
I'll be at the next one. No, I will be for sure because I won't be in Houston. But I'll be in Houston on the 13th, so I won't be for that one.
Oh, so you're gonna come?
Yeah.
Come check it out.
You're literally 4 minutes away. So if I didn't come down for this, I'd feel like a complete asshole. Just last week I've been in Houston, so I didn't
So
come.
you said if you didn't come to the show and you were able to, you'd feel like a complete asshole.
I mean, it's literally a 4-minute drive.
Yeah.
Like, even with traffic, it's 6. So
How far away do you have to live before it makes you not an asshole not to
Like-
show up?
30 minutes?
30.
I mean, I'm from Houston. It takes half an hour to get anywhere, so
Terry was like, that's not reasonable at all.
it's like, what the fuck do you mean 30 minutes? Well, for the bus riders, you know, like 30 minutes bus ride, you know, rent some movie or download a movie and.
All right, Olive, how far away do you have to live before not coming to the show makes you an asshole?
More than an hour?
More than an hour. She's
Nice.
raising the stakes.
This is a good show.
That's some San Marcos shit.
That's funny you say that because actually later on I have to meet up with somebody who's coming up from San Marcos to get something.
They're late.
not
Real late.
You want to? And they'd rather go to IKEA than to come to this show.
So they're at IKEA right now.
So they're going further. They
They're
came from
past
San Marcos.
you.
They're going past. So
They
it's like
said-
not only were they within range to come to the show, they're like, no, fuck, I'm gonna keep going.
I mean, I can't stop here for 45 to an hour and just hang out. No, fuck you. I'm getting
Yeah.
some Swedish furniture.
I'm overshooting it. I mean, they had 2 kids with them, and maybe kids shouldn't be here, but
Yeah.
I don't think we did. There were no curse words spoken during the show. None whatsoever.
Find some earmuffs. We'll be good.
I didn't write myself as a fat fuck loser.
Yeah, no.
That didn't happen.
The badge, what was it? The Vapor badge something?
So much vag yet thinky. And there's a backstory to that
I'm interested. Bring that up on the
people on the
podcast.
internet, they'll recognize it. because I talked about it before on another pod. There's another podcast called The Quote Unquote Show /You that I show up on every now and again, and I told them about it. That's a real
I didn't know you were on that
Wi-Fi
show.
Huh?
I didn't know you were on that podcast.
I don't announce it because that show's a mess.
Oh, more than this? I was kidding. That was like, fuck you.
I was thinking like, I thought this was going well this time. I thought it was working out.
That's some TPO shit right there. So you can only pull that stuff off with like friends.
So much vag yet thinky was a real Wi-Fi router name that I came across. But the thing is, thinky was spelled thing, KY. So it was misspelled. So I imagine like there's this young dude and like he's at the height of his like adolescent horniness and stuff.
I've been there.
But for some reason like he stumbled across philosophy. And like he's into like reading Nietzsche and Plato all of a sudden. So it's like he's so horny yet contemplative. He's like,
the form of
yes. You know, he got laid and like as he's like having sex with the woman, oh, you're fucking me so good, you're fucking me so good. And he loses his erection because I've been reading Nietzsche's Genealogy of Morality, and good is not what you think. You know, good is actually a yoke to get people to do what you want to do. I don't know if you guys saw episode 1, but there was a guy, Douglas Abraham. He came up and he talked for a little bit about why, you know, good, the word, is not so good. So it's like, I just envision this guy, like, in the struggle in his mind, like, I'm ensconced in tail, but so much vag yet thinky. And that kind of relates to what this show is about, because I have things where I'll read something, or I'll see something, and like my mind just kind of explodes with all these ideas just based on that one little thing, like this whole
I envy
story.
that. I wish my mind was that fantastic. Hey. I think we're almost out of time.
Are we on? We have 2 minutes.
All right, I don't want to it's too late.
2-minute warning.
All right.
Anything you want to say? Anything you want to plug? You've been a great guest. It's been going
Thank
very
you.
well.
I appreciate it. We always have a good rapport, I think. We're both long-winded as hell, so
Of course.
it worked out. So I had fun. This is a lot more fun than I thought it would be. I thought it would be up here. No. It's not knocking you. It's like I thought it would be like a dead fish. It's like I don't know what to say, but we haven't hung out in forever, so it's just like we have a lot to kind of joke back and forth about. Maybe that's what we should do. Like if you have me on again, we don't talk for like a month and just be like we catch up, kind of.
Yeah, but then we run short, and I don't get to do everything that I planned to do on the show.
But
well, I'm glad you're coming next week. Is anybody else coming next week?
anyone out there on the internet?
Besides the obligated Stephanie who's doing the next show, so she has to be here. I'm glad you guys came out, man. It's hard to get people to show up for stuff, so to have you here in person, it's fucking cool, man. And I hope you enjoyed the show. That's it for us. Stephanie show's coming up.
Stick around for that.
Tell Tam I said what's up.
Sam just got back from Wisconsin.
She's back.
With her boyfriend. So when she becomes single, I'll let you know.
Let her know I'm trying to holler at her in the PM.
That PM time coming.
Yeah.
I will let her know.
All right. On behalf of Ethan Allen, I am Mychal Guzman saying thanks, Alfredo.